I failed to announce at the beginning of the meeting, we did shorten the public comment period because there were so many. If I could ask legal counsel.
Violation of due process. Yes.
So at the call of the chair can determine to reduce the public comment. And so 3 minutes is, kind of our standard. But I think based on the size of the room today and things like that, it is within the discretion of the board to reduce public comment so that we can get to the business of the county.
Okay. If you would like to come forward at this time, motion is adopted. All right. For those of you. So we will have another period for public comment.
My name is Mindy Robinson, R-O-B-I-N-S-O-N. I live in Southern Highlands. I'm a registered libertarian. I hate both parties. I'm fully aware they are both severely corrupt in this state. That's why we ended up with the guy who covered up the Las Vegas shooting as governor despite letting evidence walk off his crime scene. That's how we have a 4-time arrested attorney general that won re-election despite starting a crime wave and everything else. And I must say, it is super cowardly that you guys, these people took time out of their day in the middle of a work day, and you cut their 3 minutes down to 1 because you really don't give a shit what they say. It's about as cowardly as the fact only half of you showed up today. Now, I don't even have enough time to talk about the ballots that were deleted, the fact that my mail-in ballot still wasn't counted, the fact my other half's ballot was counted for the primary while it's still sitting on our counter, or the fact that all the down ballot races changed overnight, why it would take a week to count anything, while Florida finished in 45 minutes and while things are flipping. I don't have enough time to say that, so I'm just going to point out that the last time I was here, Take Segerbloom, who isn't here today, walked through an angry crowd that confronted him about why he was pushing drag queens on kids, and then shook his head yes when someone asked him if he was a minor attracted person, which means pedophile. Maybe you should investigate that.
Thank you so much.
I want you to hear some words that you don't believe in and some words that you have thrown in the trash this day. Let us all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Why can't you stand? Why cannot you stand? You have proven a disrespect. You have given proof of your disrespect for our Constitution, for our republic, for our vote, for our voice. I spoke before you last year 3 different times, and this commission proved, and I can see the look on your face, Mr. Gibson. You despise us, and God will hold you accountable.
Welcome.
Tim Underwood, candidate for this election. I got another reason why you should not certify this election. Excuse me. On November 11th, 41,489 votes were added. Maybe the correction was on that day, but nobody knows. Trump got 582 votes and Harris got 972 votes. We can see a few not voting for the president, but when the majority, it just doesn't add up. These issues alone should be looked into, yet there are more that we are aware of. And a second point, who made the decision to abridge our freedom of speech from 3 minutes to 1? Was that you? Or was it the board? I want to know who voted for that. That's an abridgment of our free speech. That goes to federal court. All right? We are citizens. You treat us as citizens. We are not subjects. Us and you are equals. You're going to learn that.
So the first issue is you handed out more mail ballots than there were registered. It's from your own report. There were 18,507 actual extra mail ballots. I opted out, many people opted out, so that's not possible. You had 1.3 million ballots that were never returned. That seems like a freaking lot of waste of money. Your EASE system, which you call effective absentee system, is ineffective, and it should be called absentee because that's where the mail ballots came from that I found, because I have been doing this since October 16th, and I have calculated a spreadsheet, and I have downloaded all your reports. You do from accumulations. That's easy to hide, and there's just no transparency, and that's where the negative ballots came from. I filed a report, and it did get registered last night. So I have my own case number. There's no way you can certify this because that hasn't been handled. I did hear that the Globe had inside information that the GOP said it was a cut and paste error. I call it a cotton paste error. You're all going to prison. Trump, I handed you the document. I tried to save your souls, but you didn't even want to save your souls because the cartel owns all of you, and we know. We know all of this. It is so ridiculous. You don't even listen to anybody here. I don't even know why you have this stupid circus show. You probably voted yesterday. I have all the data. We've been working on this for so long, and you guys don't even care. It is absolute insanity. It's going straight to Trump. I don't even know how you guys sleep at night. How? You don't even listen to us. I didn't even get to speak. I didn't even get to tell you the rest of the fraud. You don't care. And then all these government people saying the election is great. Yeah, they're getting paid to say that. Give me a freaking break. Congratulations, Clark County. You look like morons again.
Hi, my name is Nancy Recker, Roecker. I am the candidate for Assembly District 12. I ran a fair race. I was intimidated at the polls by a poll worker named Chelsea at City Hall in Henderson on election day. She came up to me and said, "You must pick your signs up off the ground or leave." There is nothing in the statutes that says that we have to do that. So my friend, another candidate, Annette Dawson-Owens, called the mayor of Henderson and said, "We are being bullied to leave City Hall. Can you help us?" Chelsea came back later and said that you have done it. Now the election commission is involved and you need to get off the property. I again asked her, why do I need to do this? And she had no answer. So that's my first contention. My second one is, I can show you on my phone my ballot, which was put in the ballot box on the first day of early voting, still has not been counted. How is that possible? And finally, I have a question for you. Where is my county commissioner, Tick Segerblom, at this very important moment? You must look at this. People are giving up their lives to represent their constituents, and this is unfair and unjust. Showing you my phone, where I am going to pull up my voter registration, you are going to see that my vote has not been counted. You've certified this election, and there are a number of us in my district who have set the same evidence, and there will be a holding of accountability for this. So I'm going to show you. I'm showing you my birth date because I'm so mad that my vote hasn't been counted.
Excuse me, we don't want to see we don't want to see all your personal information there. There you go. It's your social.
Well,
it's your social.
let me just get into it. I didn't know it was going to unmask it. Open it up again. Turn it on, please. It's just my voter registration. Ballot received, not counted, turned in on 10/19. Registered originally as received on 10/21 and not counted. How could you possibly certify this election? There will be follow-up action.
I prefer an election system that has the ballots brought in within hours after Election Day. I don't like a process where the results can be literally flipped within days after Tuesday. I think we need to have a more efficient process. That's really what we had several election cycles ago. A little off topic, if it's okay. I want to talk about F1. This race setup has been such a pain in the you-know-what. The congestion, the lane narrowing. roads and streets being blocked, safety hazards. I can't even make a right turn into Flamingo heading south on the Strip. I mean, what is this? I have to often take longer routes to go from one place to another because there's just so much congestion in front of the Bellagio Hotel. I mean, what is this? Is this a reality show? It's unbelievable. I'm honestly asking you for next year, please do something different, because it is just hostile. For 4 months, you're setting this son of a gun up. And what do the tourists think? What do people around the world think when they see this clown show? Okay, I'm not against racing, but do things differently. Thank you so much.
Susan Proffitt, Proffitt. The last time I came here was during the primary, and I told you about Dan Kihuen and his bullying, and I filed 3 reports about this, and I had witnesses. I included all of their contact information, and these people were never contacted, yet I got a letter from the Secretary of State's office stating that these were fraudulent claims and that I was wasting their time. I was here asking for your protection, and I didn't get it. Dan Kihuen actually, I believe, set me up. I know that one of his workers did, because there's another witness that told me that that's what he overheard. And my dog, she flipped her, I have a service dog for a reason, and she was trying to intimidate my dog to get the dog to respond so they could kick me out, and this was a horrible experience. And I'd like to know if I need to go to the FBI or the special units over at the police department to report this, because I don't know how to get you all to do anything about it. I report these things every election, and this time it was extremely severe, and I had to leave, and I could not go back and finish my civic duty.
Thank you.
I was told it was really bad, okay? I'll let the other gentleman. I'm getting tired because I've been doing this for 6 years. I've been watching these elections for 6 years, and I have not seen an honest election in Clark County in 6 years, and I don't like telling you that. I can count 10 different ways right now that they're stealing our election. They're stealing my vote. I just want my vote, and I'd like the right to be left alone to observe without being harassed. We passed a law that I was threatened with that's now making it a federal offense to harass the election workers. But what about us? The HEPA law was broken. He asked, what is your dog trained to do for you? And do you have a disability that warrants you having that dog? I felt pressured to tell him my medical history. This is against the law. Are you going to hold him accountable? His employee literally flicked a pin in my dog's face, trying to get her to react, and so did Dan Kihuen. He put his hand to her nose and said, she's not supposed to do that. I said, that's what she's trained to do.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
My name is Christiane Mersch, M-E-R-S-C-H. One of the concerns that we have also is the Republican Senate candidate Sam Brown was ahead of the Democrat Jacky Rosen. 2 votes mysteriously started disappearing. The chart derived from the official site from the Secretary of State's number shows the impossible that the total numbers of votes between November 7 and November 8 actually went down in Clark County and Washoe counties, the 2 largest in Nevada, by a total of 26,902. There's no way this is possible, and it is, of course, reflective of the destruction of ballots identified as the previous speakers said here. Very convincingly, this number tracks well with the amount of votes that Sam Brown was defeated by. Sunday, November 10, Sam Brown is behind his opponent by only 21,333 votes, less than the numbers of votes deleted from official Nevada elections totals. Clearly, this shows a decrease in the totals in Clark County. This was more than enough. President Trump declared all those of who engage in 2024 election fraud will be prosecuted. I hope you guys remember that.
You're receiving a response from a federal district complaint that was filed a few weeks ago. Well, actually, and all the officials that we know of have been notified, and we need to. This whole election is not real. Part of there are 17 counties in Nevada. I ran for Secretary of State 2 years ago, and I know that they cheated. They didn't use everything I said, paper, one person, one day, ID, all the things that we're supposed to be doing. So here we are. The truth is here. The part of Nye County, Lincoln County, White Pine, Elko, Beatty, part of that, and Pahrump, all of Clark County are ineligible to vote. The question number 5, written by Harry Reid in the LCB, was submitted for the legislatures for passing, is void because those ineligible voters were not allowed to vote for question number 5 before the constitutional boundaries were extended. This is as of 1866. It was a spoiled ballot, and the CC commissioners are all been illegal aboard in Clark County for years. Federal court case against Secretary of State and Governor Lombardo is 2.24-CV-02646-APG-MDC against Secretary of State and Governor Lombardo.
Excuse me.
Who is now.
If you'd like to forward that over to us so we can follow along at a later time, please feel free to.
This is serious. This is all. You have to take notice now. You can't keep can't dance around this anymore. It's time to face up.
Thank you so much.
I want the world to know that in front of me is Ross Miller, Commissioner Michael Knapp, Commissioner William McCurdy, Vice Chair.
McCurdy.
Tig Seererbloom is gone. Jim Gibson, Marilyn Kirkpatrick, Justin Jones was gone, and Lynn Goya were not here. And I'm asking for the paper that I asked for you, all of you, to sign that you did receive, and you will receive. I don't know who has it. And this is from Lisa Logston. Is that your name? I'm sorry.
Proceed with your comments.
I was told that she has the paperwork for her to sign that you received, and I'll tell you what you received. A call for federal intervention, because we knew this was going to happen, a request for invitation to Senate and congressional hearings for presentment of facts and evidence. Thank you, gentlemen, and I wish you the best because you had a chance. You are operating under the color of law. We don't have law since 1951.
No. Excuse me. He is not speaking. I pass the mic over to the gentleman to your right, and we will not have another comment from you, sir.
Very good. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Ed Euling. The most important aspect of a democratic society is confidence in the vote. And obviously, there is no confidence in this vote. One person has come up and said the vote was fair. There's a whole room full of people who are presenting evidence that that there are serious problems with the system. And people are handing in papers. Are you going to make sure that these papers get put into the minutes of this meeting? Because the last meeting you didn't put any of the papers into it. We want to see. You should want to see what people are saying. Obviously, you don't want to see it because you benefit from it, from not seeing it. But can we are you going to make sure that these papers get put into the minutes of this meeting? I was a candidate. Well, we've seen an excellent demonstration of why Nevada and Clark County are the laughingstock of the country, if not the world, in conducting elections. You don't know the results of the election until many days afterwards. You have evidence and you refuse to look at it. The registrar colluded with the Secretary of State, in my case, to delay an appeal that I made against the counting of the signatures that I had to gather until after it was possible to have any hearing in the court. By that time, I submitted the appeal on July 2nd, and it was never heard, never considered. And I submitted sufficient signatures.
Hi, my name is Kendall Malcolm. I live at Malcolm, M-A-L-C-O-M-B. I live at 4099 West Silverado Ranch Boulevard. Obviously, you have a lot of concerned citizens here today. I am a young voter, obviously a young American who's very concerned about the way the country is going right now. I look at this board and I see the stuff you guys do in real life, and you look at this board and you don't care what any of us are saying here today. I can see it in all of your faces. You're not going to do anything about any of this because you don't care. You listen to people who give you the money and the paychecks. You don't care about what anything we say. So, saying that, don't certify this election if you want to make history. If you want to make history today and actually do your jobs, I mean, it's crazy to say. But if you continue to certify this election and don't look into what all these people have things to say to you and you don't care, then you will be on the wrong side of history. And I want you all to know that today. Thank you.
I just wanted to bring two details that I found difficult in the election. Number one, as you know, 9,000 ballots were not cured. I have a database background. I was downloading the data, and I found it very difficult to cure the ballots because there were no precinct information available, no race available. There was all these ballots to go manually one by one and cross-reference it with your general data that's supplied by Clark County. It's very difficult. And if it's the intention of the state to try to get as many people involved in the election process, that kind of slows things down, or that kind of overcomes that goal. The other thing here that I want to point out, a lot of these races here on these ballots, which most people voted by mail, they don't have a none of the above. And so a lot of people, this ballot could come in, and for example, on race number 12, Assembly District 12, which has only 2 candidates, nobody can put none of the above, and somebody could fill out one of those blanks.
Good afternoon, commissioners, and thank you so much for being here. For the record, my name is Emily Prasad Zamora, and I'm the executive director of Silver State Voices. There's been a lot of talk about conspiracy theories. I'm here to, first and foremost, thank the Registrar of Voters and her entire team. I know this is the first election cycle that she specifically has been the registrar, and she's shown that she knows how to run a safe, effective, and efficient election. And so I'd like to congratulate her and her team. At Silver State Voices, we run the largest nonpartisan election protection program where we help voters of all political affiliations when they have issues. And we were able to contact the registrar's office and the Secretary of State's office on numerous occasions when we got calls from our hotline, and were able to get assistance in a timely fashion. And so that is just proof in the pudding for us that they do reach out and help their constituents and their voters. So thank you very much.
And thank you. Welcome.
Well, hi, my name is Carrie Dermick, and I'm the state director of Albany is Local. We are an organization that exists to expose and dismantle threats to voter freedom in order to make voting safe, fair, and accessible. We do this in order to build a democracy for all of us. I'm here to support the canvass of the 2024 general election. Hands down, the system worked in Clark County. Voters across this county made their voices heard in person and by voting by mail across this county. I would like to sincerely thank the Registrar of Voters and all election workers for their hard work in implementing these state and federal laws, ensuring all eligible voters could vote, and ensuring all votes were counted. Due to the dedication of the Registrar of Voters staff and election vote workers, democracy prevailed in the 2024 general election, where everyone's right to vote was protected. I urge you to certify this election. In closing, I again want to applaud all the election workers, because running an election is not an easy task, and it was done safe, fair, and successfully. Thank you so much, commissioners, for your time today.
Thank you.